The Thompsons couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. It had been days since they'd received that ominous letter, but the silence from the Martins' house was deafening. No one had seen the family since their abrupt disappearance, and yet the strange sense of foreboding that hung in the air grew stronger each day. Mr. Thompson, John, couldn't stand the uncertainty. He had always been a man of answers, of logic, but the emptiness of the Martins' home felt wrong on a level he couldn't explain. His wife, Claire, on the other hand, had been cautious, urging him to let it go, to heed the warning in that cryptic message. Don't ask questions. But John's curiosity gnawed at him like a hunger that couldn't be satisfied. Then one evening, as they sat in their living room, a strange noise broke through the thick silence. A faint, distant thumping. It was coming from the Martins' house. "Did you hear that?" Claire whispered, her eyes widening with alarm. John stood abruptly, heart pounding. He didn't wait for her response, grabbing his coat and rushing out the door. Claire followed, though reluctantly, her feet heavy with hesitation. The Martins' house loomed before them, its windows dark and lifeless. But tonight, there was something different. A faint light flickered in the basement window. John approached the house cautiously, his breath catching in his throat. The thumping sound persisted, and with each step, it grew louder. The air was thick, suffocating, as if it was pushing against them, urging them to turn back. "John, stop! We shouldn't be doing this," Claire said, her voice trembling with fear. But it was too late. He was already at the back door, trying the handle. To his surprise, it wasn't locked. With a creak, the door swung open, and the Thompsons stepped inside. The house felt like it was holding its breath, each room suffocating in the stillness. They moved through the darkened hallways, the only sound being the echo of their footsteps and that incessant thumping coming from below. They reached the basement door. "Please, John, let's go. Whatever's happening here, it's not for us," Claire pleaded. But John had already opened the door. The stairs descended into darkness, the faint light growing stronger with each step. As they reached the bottom, they saw it. A large, old-fashioned wooden chest in the center of the room. The thumping was coming from within. It wasn't an animal or a person. It was something else. John approached the chest, his heart racing. "Should we open it?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Just as John reached for the chest's lid, the power in the house cut out, plunging them into darkness. Panic surged through Claire, but John remained still, his hand still hovering over the chest. Then, a cold whisper echoed through the room. "Don't open it!" Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind them. The basement was locked from the outside. The Thompsons were trapped. The temperature dropped. They could feel something, or someone, watching them from the dark corners of the basement. The chest continued to thump in the silence, its rhythm almost demanding. Now they find themselves at a crossroad. Should they escape the basement immediately, risking whatever lurks in the shadows, and try to find another way to uncover the truth? They might be running from something they don't fully understand, but could they outsmart it? Open the chest. Despite the voice's warning, and confront whatever terrible secret the Martins left behind. The chest might hold the answers, but at what cost? Search for a hidden exit or tool to unlock the basement door, trying to escape before time runs out and they are consumed by whatever is waiting in the dark. The clock is ticking, the shadows are closing in, and their every move feels like it could be their last. What will the Thompsons do next? We want to hear from you. Comment below and tell us, what do you think the Thompsons should do? Should they risk it all to uncover the truth or turn back before it's too late? The mystery is just beginning.